Flakiness is a real thing in this day and age, and I hear people talking about it a lot when they mention dating apps, but no one really talks about the flakiness that comes from trying to make friends or trying to maintain old friendships that you have with people as an adult. Flakiness comes in different forms, but most commonly in the form of canceled plans. If you find yourself in a place where people are constantly canceling plans on you, there are probably 4 major reasons why. Number 1 is the type of plans you have. If it's a trip or excursion that people haven't invested in the first place, 90% of the time they're going to cancel. If you're going to set yourself up to be the organizer of a group trip, then you have to have rock solid boundaries. Set up the deadline and stick to it. Make sure that payments are made by a certain date or people can't come on the trip. The number 2 reason that people are likely to cancel on plans with you is because they booked multiple events for the same day and something better came up to do. I'm not gonna lie, this was a new concept to me until a friend explained it. Basically, some people decide that they want to have their weekends especially always booked and that they always have options of things to do. So they might make plans with you and 4 other friends. I've always been the type of person who makes plans and keeps them. If I say I'm gonna be somewhere, then I am. If I'm not sure that I'm actually gonna make it, I tell people that I'll get back to them. But this isn't how everyone works. The safeguard for handling situations like this is actually to do the exact same thing, but what that looks like might be different for you depending on your personality. Me personally, I don't want to make plans with a bunch of people and then let people down last minute by canceling. So instead, what I've decided to do is I make plans for myself. If there are errands I know I need to run, if there are things that I know that I personally need to do, I go ahead and make room for my schedule or leave the opportunity open to do those things. That way, if plans are canceled, it doesn't bother me because I already have things that I'm able to do. In this way, you never feel like your time is being wasted because your time is always allocated. Still, if you notice that you're hanging out with someone who does this frequently, you might want to start changing the way that you make plans with them. Number 3 reason someone is likely to cancel on plans with you is if they're in a relationship and they're whipped. Sometimes it can be annoying to have friends who forget you exist just because they're in a relationship all of a sudden, but it does happen to the best of us. With those friends, if they don't disappear entirely, oftentimes they'll be flaky because they're going to prioritize spending time with their partner over any plans that they might have with you. The best safeguard for this is just to be understanding of where they are in their life and let them be. If you are dealing with someone who's constantly canceling plans with you for plans with their partner, you can go ahead and put them in the category of low priority in terms of making plans. So if a group of friends and I are going to the movies, then I would invite that friend to the movies with us, knowing that whether or not they cancel really won't affect my plans. Similarly, if I'm planning to get my nails done, I might invite that friend with me to that nail appointment, knowing that whether or not they come doesn't affect anything that I'm planning to do for that day. In this way, you safeguard your plans because you do things that you are already going to do whether or not they showed up. The last reason that friends might cancel plans on you consistently is if they are going through something physical or mental. Now, everyone's not going to be loud about the things that they are going through. Some people have chronic illnesses and some people might be going through depression, and that leads them to not be consistent with the people that are in their lives. This isn't necessarily something to blame them for, but it's also important that you set up your own personal boundaries because your time and your energy is also important. If you feel comfortable enough with them to be able to check in, you can do that. You can have compassion for your friend and still be entitled to feel disappointed if they don't show up in plans that you guys made together. In this scenario, I would go back to the steps that I talked about before of having your own plans in place and inviting them to those plans so that they know that you do want to spend time with them, but at the same time, if they do happen to cancel on certain plans, it's not going to affect anything that you were already going to do. You might miss them even if they're not there, but you will still have a sense of at least your time wasn't being wasted. So those are the 4 main reasons why people might cancel plans with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a channel where I talk about things like overcoming anxiety so that you can live your best life. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this one.